Well, later tonight, a November snowfall is forecasted to hit the Twin Cities, but right now, calm outside, and of course, a calm day inside U.S. Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. Today, it's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we've got a good one in store between the Green Bay Packers and the Minnesota Vikings. Keyshawn Nixon now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The drive starts with a carry by Dillon. Nowhere to go that time. Might have gotten a yard up to the 25. These two teams, you may remember, they met in Minnesota earlier in the year with the Vikings coming out victorious. So if they can win here in Minnesota, they'd get a sweep of the season series. Play fake. Here's Love. That one thrown away from the pocket. The officials kind of looking at each other, but they'll say there was a receiver in the area, so no penalty, just an incomplete pass.
Not only did he have a chance to scan the field there, it felt like he had a chance to scan it twice. The protection was that good. Unfortunately for him, the coverage downfield, equally good.
So trouble already here on their opening drive. This is 3rd and 9. To pass, here's Jordan Love. He has it complete to Christian Watson. And he's going to be brought down short of the first at about the 31-yard line. So on 4th down, on is the punter, Pat O'Donnell, to kick it away. They only punted twice in the win last week as he gets this one away. And here's a fair catch taken at about the 24-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and they will take over 1st and 10. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 24. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. To throw, Cousins. Flush to his right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down. Well, this defense for the Packers, they were terrific last week in the victory over Kansas City.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
That last pass might be one he remembers, Charles. He's now over 40,000 career passing yards.
And just think of the evolution of the passing game in the NFL. 40,000 at one time was unthinkable. No one thought anyone would ever get there. Now, how many guys have done it in the NFL?
Yeah, right around 20.
So we're talking a good number that have gotten that done, throwing the ball downfield. He's got a lot to be proud of and a lot more left to accomplish.
The Vikings at 8-2 on the year. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home.
Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. And he's going to be shoved out, but not before he gets this down to the 20-yard line. So a big play as it gets him all the way down to the 20 now for 1st and 10. They'll go Madison up the middle. That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. They'll run it with Madison. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. A 5-yard gain there makes it 1st and goal. This running game so important for them, and they know that. It helped lead them to a victory last week when he was over 100 yards.
Let's face it, it's their identity, and that's what they want to play to. They want to be that team that runs the ball really well each and every week, and right now we're seeing a pretty good pattern of that happening.
Now Cousins. This is caught. Touchdown. K.J. Osborne with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Vikings are on the board first here this afternoon. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that makes the score 7-0. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They are back over the 500 mark for the year. A 3-game winning streak really coming at the exact right time, Charles, to get them back into playoff contention.
And it's always a question of when do you want your football team to peak? And everyone always talks about you want to be playing your best ball going into the playoffs, but sometimes you need your best ball before that time. And this team, going into this stretch of games, they are certainly playing their best football of the year.
Jordan Love ready on 1st down here. And that went a little too high as it's knocked away and incomplete.
As a defensive back, you have some weapons at your disposal that we don't often talk about. And you can read the receiver's eyes, you can read his hands, and you know that the arrival of the ball is imminent, and that allows you to make a play on it and oftentimes knock it away.
On 2nd down, Dillon. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 2 yards the loss, and now 3rd and 12.
2 things to watch. First is strength and being able to break out that initial contact. But at his size, once you slow his momentum, it's hard for him to get it started again and end up tackling him behind the line of scrimmage.
And he will find his man on the outside. And he'll be out of bounds up near the 45 at the 44. So the completion results there in 9 yards. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Pat O'Donnell on now to punt it away. 44 on his first punt, and this is a good kick as well. "39-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And it's only November, but the playoffs, we know how it works. They'll be here before you know it. If it ended today, they would be the number 1 seed.
And that's a great spot to be in, but I love the phrase, if it ended today. And I'll guarantee you, that's what they've discussed in their locker room, in their meeting rooms. Yeah, we know where we'd be if it ended today, but we also know it's not ending today.
Right.
So they've got to continue to play the type of ball that put them in the spot where they're number 1 in their conference.
They go play action. Cousins. Open is Powell. That's complete. Oh, he's got some breathing room. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another 1st down there as this one goes for 25.
Well, it's almost as if they didn't leave the field after their first drive. They picked right up where they left off. Another good throw there. And this offense, humming here in the early going.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call. So a mistake there, Charles, from the rookie pass rusher.
And oftentimes when you make the jump from college to the NFL, you have to adjust to the rules. But in this case, the rule's no different than in college. Once the ball's gone, you can't continue on and get your shot in. That's one where you have to have some discipline. And even though he's a rookie, he really should know better.
Touchdown, Vikings! A 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Vikings have taken a 13-0 first quarter lead. Joseph connects on the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they come into this one riding that nice long win streak. And remember, next weekend is an open week for them. So if they can get the win here, a lot of momentum into that time off.
It certainly is. And if you're wondering if anybody's saying, boy, this is coming at a bad time, we want to keep playing, the answer can be yes. Because when teams are on a hot streak, they want to keep going. But what the veterans are telling the young guys in the locker room, an open week is always good, guys. Take it and let's go with it.
And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big third down coming up.
So back-to-back incompletions, and that has him staring at a 3rd and 10. Love from the gun. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. Here's Pat O'Donnell now as he's on to punt for Green Bay. And he's getting a workout here in this first quarter as he gets it away. And just a net of 31 here. 40-yard punt, 9 on the return. And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. It has been about as perfect of a start to this game as these guys could have asked for, Charles. They've scored on their first 2 drives. They still haven't given anything up on the other side of the ball, so they can already make this a 3-score game here if they can come away with points on this drive.
Yeah, they're almost pushing them to the brink, aren't they, partner? Almost to the point now where it's a loss of words for me, which I know would excite all of our viewers, but you're just not supposed to see that type of dominance so quickly in a game like this. Everything they've done has been working so far. Offense, defense, you name it, it's going well for them.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up 3rd down. So the incomplete pass on the last play, and that leads us to a 3rd and 3. Throwing, Cousins. And that will be incomplete.
Nice back-to-back plays defensively. They're stacking momentum now. 1 incompletion, 2 incompletion. They're going for more.
So on 4th down, on is the punter, Ryan Wright. A nice return that time of about 14 yards. And it'll be Packer football here. 1st down and 10. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Ball at the 26, 2nd and 7. Love looking to throw it. And he'll throw this one away. I don't think he's out of the pocket. No, here comes the flag. Yeah, he hadn't gotten far enough away from the pocket to throw that football away, and that draws the flag.
Yeah, the old tackle box, right? Get outside of each tackle and then you can go ahead and throw it away, and you're in good shape. But if you're back there in the pocket, you got to make sure of what you're doing.
3rd and long for Love. And this time he's got the hook up. It's complete. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. Catch number 40 for him on the year. It's a first down.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And he'll get this up to about the 40. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Well, you're down early. How do you get back in the game, maybe establish the run? I think they're trying to do that.
Now, I'm with you on that one, and what I like about the message is that there's no panic from the head coach. He's already told his offensive coordinator, let's run the football, let's get things settled down a little bit and find our way back into this game.
We haven't seen much from him running the football here in this first quarter.
No, you're right about that. We haven't seen much of him at all so far. They've stacked him up pretty well, but when you're trying to run the football, sometimes you got to play the long game. Keep handing it to him, and some of those runs that aren't working now, they turn into 6, 7, 8, and maybe more later on.
14-0 the score. This is the NFL on EA Sports. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This time it's 3rd and 3. And he's going to be a yard short. A 2-yard pickup leads to 4th and 1.
Another down on the scoreboard, but the urge to go for it is almost irresistible here on 4th and short. Yeah, I know they're on their own side of the field.
I was going to say.
Normally I would say punt the ball away, but I'm feeling it. I say go for it.
They'll go with a keeper. And I'm not sure he got there. Did they stop him? They did. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Vikings, they have the football now in excellent field position. On 1st and 10, Cousins flushed out right. Just a 1-yard pickup on the play, and it'll make it a 2nd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
Off the play fake, Cousins rolling to his left. Out to the left there and complete to the tight end, Hawkinson. And he gets us down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. Working out of the gun, Cousins. Throw caught there by Osborne. Down inside the 10. Touchdown! Kirk Cousins with 3 touchdown passes now in the afternoon. And the Vikings have moved out in front by 3 touchdowns. Joseph connects on the extra point, and it's now 21-0. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Nixon now from his end zone. And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Well, partner, fast forward with me for a second. Remember, next week they have the open week, so they're going to get some extended rest. Does that change how they manage the rest of this one?
I think it does a little bit, but not by too much, because you're right. You get the extra rest. You get a chance to heal up and kind of, do a little bit of a reset for this team. But it's also 7 extra days to think back to the last time you were on the field. So now, a little more importance on what they're getting done because they carry it with them for essentially 2 weeks.
Tackle made there by Jordan Hicks.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
Love's throw finds its target, Dobbs. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings' 38-yard line. A good pickup there, a 22. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Love with a give to Dillon. And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
He hits Dobbs on the crosser. And this is going to turn into another first down as the tackle is made at the Vikings 16. Give them 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. So the ball down to the 16 here for 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. He'll drop this underneath for Jones. And the Packers are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as the tackle made at the 3-yard line.
Just picking up yardage in bunches here these last few plays. They have moved right down the field, and just like that, they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal.
He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. A 3-yard touchdown pass, and the Packers get a bit closer. Extra point splits the uprights, and they'll cut the lead to 21-7. After the touchdown, on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. Taken at the goal line. And he brings us out past the 20 to the 24. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. The offense coming back out here. Plenty of energy, ready to roll, looking to just add to what they have been doing after scoring a touchdown. He's got a man, complete. And he'll be taken down at about the 22-yard line.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Maybe I'm wrong, but it looked like even if he had opted to keep that, I don't think there was going to be much to gain.
Seemed like it was perfectly defense. And know what they say, those guys on the other side, they get paid too.
Cousins. Open man is Osborne. He's got it. And he's going to be taken down right at the 10-yard line.
And this has been a nice answer to the touchdown drive against them a few minutes ago because they've come out and reestablished the tempo. A nice throw there, and they're putting together a very strong drive as a response.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And here he'll get it down to the 7. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it 2nd down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game, back to the ground. And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line.
Well, that call makes sense because they've been throwing it well on this drive, and once again they show passing formation, showing the shotgun. Then they ran out of it. That's a nice play by them defensively, though, to hold it to a short gain.
3rd and short yardage. Cousins escaping the pressure right. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Kirk Cousins taking it in from 4 yards out as his guys have opened up a very comfortable lead. Joseph connects on the extra point, and the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21. Now Joseph tees it up to kick off following the touchdown. Nixon now from his end zone. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Ready, set.
Here's Love. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage.
Certainly not the way they drew it up in the playbook, but that's why they love this guy back there. He sees things breaking down, and he's more than capable of finding an escape route and still getting a decent gain.
Love with it here, 3rd and short yardage. He's got the hook up with Dobbs. And he's going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. The Packers going to use one of their timeouts as they'll get a chance to talk it over after picking up the 1st down. Working out of the gun. Love. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he's going to be taken down right at the 40-yard line. 1st down going to the air with Love. This complete to Jones. And give him 6 yards here as he's stopped near the 35 at the 34. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half. To throw again on 2nd down. Love. He's going to air one out. And, oh, that would get a wide-up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up. Here's the 7th play of this drive. This is 3rd and 4. Throwing. Love. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Back-to-back incompletions, and what was once a nice drive stalled out here. I'm going to give credit to the secondary partner. Never gave up as they gave up a few yards, and they came through on that play to deny that pass and force the 4th down.
He's got the distance, but it's no good. Wide to the right, and this will stay a 3-touchdown game.
And now 2 problems as I see it. First, you missed the kick, which granted was a long one. But second, you set the other guys up with great field position and enough time to maybe get downfield and get a field goal attempt of their own.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And with good starting field position and 3 timeouts as well in their pocket, no reason not to try and put a late scoring drive together. Cousins on 1st down. This goes out wide from Madison. And he'll take this to the other side of midfield before going out of bounds. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the 1st. 1st down. Here's Cousins. Finding Hawkinson here on the out route. The Vikings going to signal for the 1st of their timeouts, as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this 1st half of action. Throwing again on 2nd down. Cousins. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. Now another timeout called for by the offense. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. On 3rd down, Cousins. Flush to his right. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. And you see the clock almost empty, so this is likely the last play in the 2nd quarter. play of the half. Cousins. He's going to throw one up for the end zone. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. T.J. Hockenson as time expires in the first half. And the Vikings continue to pull away here in this first half. And just before the half ends, the prayer is answered. Defensively, a disaster there.
I know often we're surprised when this actually works. I mean, the excitement level goes way up, but maybe we shouldn't be, because I know as a defender, you've got to play the ball in this situation, but you can't interfere with the receiver because, remember, it's a spot foul, and it'd be first and goal if it happens in the end zone, and you don't want to give up that play. And that little bit of hesitancy often works really well for offensive guys.
The Vikings have to like their position. They've got the lead. They get this football as well as we are back and underway for the second half. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And the first half definitely went their way, and this would seem to be a great opportunity to kind of put this game a little closer out of reach with a score here.
Yeah, and it's a wonderful opportunity for them, because if they can add 7 more to their lead before the other guys even see the football, that could be the decisive blow in this game. I think that's how they're eyeing it. That's how they're approaching it.
And right side, they're going to go option here. And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
Back-to-back runs, I'd say that encompassed maximum effort for minimal gain.
Minimal yardage, and now they're going to need something more than minimal on this play coming up. Throwing is Cousins. Throwing the out route, incomplete. It's Osborne. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. Here's Madison. Able to slither by. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. Back to the ground on first down. Here's Madison. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
They suspected it was a power play up the middle coming at them, and boy, were they right. That defense got downhill in a hurry and limited them to just a couple on first down.
So a little tardy getting everyone set, and the clock hit 0 before they could snap it.
Yeah, you can take your time and use the clock and try and get set up, but once it gets near 5 seconds, that's when you often hear a quarterback yelling, hurry, hurry, to make sure everybody's ready to get the snap off.
Oh, he shifts past him. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big run there, 29 yards and a first. Here's a give to Madison running right. And they're going to lose some on this play. Being knocked back to the 18. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Going on the ground with Madison. And this one also slow and developing as he's maybe getting back here to the line of scrimmage, but not much more than that. 9th play of the drive coming up, and certainly not an easy one on 3rd and long. Now Cousins. Eluding the pressure right. And probably the wise decision there. No one open. He just throws it away. And that keeps the field goal on the table as it's 4th down.
I think that was a good job there defensively. They did allow them to drive all the way downfield, but once they got their backs to the goal line, they really turned up the pressure.
Yeah, they let them get all the way down here. Now the field shrinks. They've struggled to convert, and that last incompletion brings up 4th. The kick by Joseph is good. So after 5 touchdowns offensively, hey, maybe it's time to get the kicker a little work, and he's able to connect there.
I love that empathetic side of you. You're worried about him getting some action, getting to be a part of the game. Well, he got in and got it done.
Nixon now from his end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history. That's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
Hey, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
And he's got it past the 30 before he's hit and dropped. First target, first catch, and a first down. Well, a lot of ground left to make up, obviously. A lopsided contest, and we're already in the 3rd quarter. Now, they won't get it all back in one play or one drive. That's cliche, but it's true, Charles. If they can just maybe get plays like that and get a little momentum built, they can get the scoreboard a little closer.
And can you add some blinders to the cliche, meaning keep these guys from looking at the scoreboard, because that doesn't help them at all right now. Their focus needs to be on finishing every drive with points.
Well, the pressure gets to Love, and he'll go down. Daniil Hunter, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. And the job becomes twice as difficult now. After the sack, it's 2nd and 20. To throw now, here's Love. That's taken in by Watson. He's turning in a nice performance. Remember, he had the touchdown earlier, and this time he's able to beat double coverage to grab it.
I think that if he weren't worried about a taunting penalty, he'd run by the opposing team's bench and say, guys, 2's not going to be enough. You better get some more guys trying to cover me. He knows how to get open downfield.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Picked up by Joe Williams. Well, to be blunt, not a whole lot has gone right for this defense in this ball game, but that's something right there. Still in the 3rd quarter. It would take something around miracle territory for a comeback, but maybe that's a start, Charles.
It certainly is, and they're definitely showing that there's some fight still left in them. Hasn't been a banner day, but they're trying their best to put that disappointment behind them and find ways to make plays.
And he'll work this forward for about 3 at 2nd down. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And they will only muster a yard here to the 38. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Cousins to throw it. Open man, he's got him, the tight end Hockenson. And he will have a Vikings first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. And he edges forward, but only gets a pair of yards out of it. It's 2nd down. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard, so it's back to 3rd and 10. Right where this set of downs started, they need a full 10 here to pick up the first down and move the chains. Here's Cousins. Over the middle, complete. That's Osborne. And this is going to result in another first down as the tackle's made at the Packers' 34-yard line. And as they come to the line, they will not be able to get off another play as time has run out on this third quarter. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. 46 yards rushing for him now as he's carried it 13 times. Cousins now to throw on first down. Right side, it's the tight end, Hockenson. And they're going to get this down inside the 20.
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. And that's really good for the game of football. You're getting better athleticism, great hand-eye coordination, guys who know how to control their bodies when they run their routes.
And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And he will score. Touchdown, Vikings. A great effort there. His 2nd rushing touchdown on the year. And the Vikings extend their lead, and they are about to get to a 9-2 record. Joseph connects on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. Remember, they have won 3 straight, but getting to 4 straight does not appear to be in the cards as they are in a big fourth quarter hole. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. 4 receivers now, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. 2nd down and 4. A throw on the quick slant, going to be complete. 2nd catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
This has to go down as one of the simpler routes in the playbook, but oh so effective. Nice completion there. Keeps the sticks moving.
On 1st and 10, Love. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
A lot of bad news on that play for them, wasn't there? Lost the football, lost a lot of yardage, but I think the good news outweighs it. Able to retain possession. That was big for them.
And that nearly intercepted. It's incomplete. Now remember, he had a pick earlier, but couldn't reel that one in.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they've forced in this runaway contest.
And Watson has it right side. He'll get 17 back there, but it'll still lead to a 4th down.
It's a nice completion, a little bit of run after catch as well to create the yardage that they got. But it is so tough to cover that route, the drag route, because they run it at varying speeds. Because the key is to create hesitancy on the defender's part.
Always so empathetic for those DBs, aren't you? And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. The Packers unable to pick up the first. And that will force a turnover on downs. On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. A solid run on first down. Gain of 7 leaves him with a 2nd and 3.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On play action, Cousins. Completes it to the fullback, Ham. And he'll be hauled down at about the 30-yard line. Now, those linemen, of course, can't be more than a yard downfield when a pass is thrown, and they might have been able to call that on a couple of guys there. Play action now, Cousins. Throwing the out route and complete. It's Osborne. And they're going to work this down to about the 32-yard line. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Here's Madison getting it again on 2nd. And this time they were ready for him as they'll stop him right at the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of 2, now 3rd down.
Well, they sent the power set out there, and their job is to be man-on-man and move people so they can run the football. But that time, too many men didn't get moved in the box defensively. They end up throwing him for a loss.
Play fake, Cousins. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. K.J. Osborne, his 3rd touchdown of the game, number 9 on the season. And the Vikings are looking to make it 2 straight as they add on to this 4th quarter lead. Joseph connects on the extra point. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway. And just looking ahead, it would appear that that bye week is coming at the right time. They'll have 2 weeks to chew on this one, though probably not one that they want to chew on. A poor performance from start to finish. 1st down, Love to pass. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Even with such a big lead late, the effort hasn't lapsed one bit. If the offense wants to score some points in this one, they're going to have to earn it. These guys are not giving up anything.
Now a pass hauled in downfield. It's a big play there for Green Bay. 46 yards. Defensively, I know they have the comfortable lead here in the 4th, but they do not want to give up big plays like that.
They want to finish strong. So oftentimes in this situation, you tighten up underneath in your coverage, and you bring your safeties back. They can.
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Point after, right down the middle as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. After the touchdown, on is Pat O'Donnell to send this one away. Nwangu now from his end zone. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've got to be feeling very comfortable and confident here with this lead in the football here in the 4th quarter, Charles. And I don't think that they need to score again, but it seems like this offense is just getting better as the game goes on. They've scored on their last 2 drives.
Certainly feels like a chance for them to continue to have some fun out there, doesn't it? Game's already decided, as you noted.
so they can continue to play loose, break out some other concepts, maybe run a few trick plays, get other people involved. Heck, even go deep on one of these first snaps just because they can. That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The offense on third down, 6 conversions and 9 tries. They've done a great job of picking these up. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. To throw, Cousins. A bullet throw, but incomplete.
Well, up big here in the 4th quarter, up really big. That pass and incompletion, I don't think they needed the completion, but, Charles, this is an offense right now that they're just having fun. They're clicking on all cylinders.
Yeah, you're right. They didn't need a completion. They certainly don't need any more points, but they're not going to turn them down. They're going to continue to run what they have in their playbook, and they still want to run it efficiently.
Call that a 41-yard punt, 6 yards on the return. The Packer offense ready to get their next drive underway.
Well, we said it at halftime that they would need a nearly perfect second half to erase that deficit that they were facing, CD. But unfortunately, the second half has pretty much been a carbon copy of the first.
Yeah, that early lead was almost insurmountable the way their opponent was playing. And, partner, they do have some good news, though. This one is getting close to being over, and they can try and hit the reset button starting tomorrow.
Now this throw caught left side. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Give him 18 on that play, and Green Bay has the first as well. Love now to pass on first down. Being chased out left. And that one going to be off target and incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen, despite the amount of pressure he's been under this entire game.
And they're able to work this across midfield to the 48. Now, 4th quarter, certainly not enough time for a comeback, but nice to see them making use of the time remaining to try and make this one a little more respectable.
Yeah, I think the ultimate goal.
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Marcus Davenport buries him for a loss of 11 from his outside linebacker spot. Now, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. It'll be a gain of 5, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. Now a timeout called for by the offense as they get it with just 19 seconds left on the clock. 7th play of this drive coming up, but a long way to go on 3rd down. Love now. That's complete to Dobbs. And a nice job there defensively. They get him to the ground short of the first, right around the 42. It'll be a gain of 12, but it will also lead to 4th down. So the final seconds have ticked away in this Minnesota victory. And when you break it down, this was just a thoroughly dominating performance.
And I truly thought that we'd have a tight game coming into this one. I think you felt the same way based on our conversation after the production meeting. But obviously not the case. And how about just how it broke open? You just all of a sudden, whoosh, there it is. This thing is pretty much done. And the crowd stayed with it to celebrate because they're like, let's enjoy watching our team play this well. This is fun.
So for Minnesota, they just keep on rolling as they move to 9-2 with a win here. And they will hit the road next week for a date with the New Orleans Saints. Meanwhile, for the Packers, they fall to 6-6 now on the campaign. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. Alongside Charles Davis, we thank our entire crew. I'm Brandon Gaudin. This is the NFL on EA Sports.